And we're live from Buffalo, New York at Conpro Field as tonight the Carolina Skyhawks invade the Queen City and take on the Queen City Corsairs. Joining me in the booth is Stephen Molinek. Stephen, how you doing?
It's great to be here with you, Jeff. You know, this is going to be a classic between these two classic teams here in the SFL. Both of them coming off losses, looking for a bit of a bounce back here. Queen City, though, heavily favored in this one as they have a lethal passing attack combined with one of the best defenses in the SFL. But look out for Carolina. They're wily, and they will keep themselves in ball games. They've got some star players who will highlight tonight, Jeff. I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, me as well. As we take a look at the coin toss here, just want to say thank you to Robert Garrett Jr., who is back in the stats truck doing stats for us tonight. Can't thank them more any better than what they do week in and week out. And so as we take a look at the coin toss, Stephen, who are you going to be highlighting in tonight's game? Who are a couple players that you expect to have a big game?
Well, I think when you talk about the Queen City Corsairs, there's one name that comes to everyone's mind. That's wide receiver Stephen Hacker. He has been an absolute buzzsaw offensively in this league so far this season. Coming on into this game, leading the SFL in both receiving yards and receiving touchdowns. Look for AJ Caswell to look for number 88 early and often.
And so Carolina will kick it away, and Queen City will get the ball first. And the kick is away as we get the game going. Going to be fielded 1 yard into the end zone. It's going to be brought out up to the 21-yard line. So that is where quarterback AJ Caswell and company will start their first possession. Queen City is wearing the all-black uniforms, the ones that we come to expect here from Queen City. Carolina will be in the white away uniforms that they always wear on the road with the red pants. And so Queen City will be going left to right here. And AJ Caswell will start in the shotgun formation. Empty set. Gonna take the snap. You gotta fire out to the right. Pass will be caught. Early. So what did you take a look at that catch there, Stephen?
Yeah, made by James Matthew Jr. there on the outside, number 48. This is something we're going to see a lot tonight, Jeff. This Corsairs offense is built to pass the football. They have the number 2 passing offense in the league and only the number 18th rushing offense. So they like to throw the ball, and they put it up a lot.
Gain of 5 on that completion to James Matthew Jr. And so Caswell will go under center in the split formation. He's going to drop back. He's got a wide open receiver. It's caught by Matthews Jr. yet again. Gets past midfield to the 49-yard line into Carolina Skyhawks territory early.
It's going to be a long night for the Skyhawks as they're going to allow slant routes like that over the middle to be wide open. Matthews just one broken tackle away from cashing that one in for 6.
And so Caswell will go under center on this first down play. It will be a handoff here to that fullback, Jet Zero, who's going to gain 5 yards on that play.
Yeah, through the first 5 games, Jet Zero, the number 8 overall pick in the draft, has had 238 yards on the ground. He's averaging 2.7 yards per carry, nearly doubling that on that single carry there for 5.
Yeah, he's still looking for his first touchdown as well on the season as Caswell will go under center. It's going to be another handoff to Zero, and he will gain 1 on the play before he's tackled.
Yeah, and Carolina doing a good job of stuffing the big fullback. But that's not what you worry about here with this Queen City Corsairs team. You've got to stop their passing attack.
Key third down and 4. Ball at the Carolina 43-yard line. Caswell in the shotgun formation takes the snap, drops back, got to fire it out, and it's going to be broken up on the play. The pass was intended for the receiver, number 89.
Yeah, and what a terrific play defensively there by Forrest Stark, the outside linebacker coming into this game. 49 tackles, averaging nearly 10 tackles per game. But there, showing his agility with the nice little pass deflection, did just enough to make that receiver drop that ball, second guess himself about catching it, and now it's going to cause this punt.
And so Ricky Matthews will come out to punt the football away for the Queen City Corsairs. The punt is up and away. Harish Prasad is going to fair catch at the 11-yard line. So that is where Sully Richardson and the Carolina Skyhawks offense will start. But Steven, that was a great job by the Carolina defense.
Yeah, and they're going to have to do that a lot tonight, try to contain Queen City's offense, give their offense opportunities, possibly take a lead in this game if they can drive the field. They're going to have to go quite a long way to do so here, starting at their own 11-yard line.
Richardson in the shot in the empty formation, but he's going to be sacked on the play by number 53, Jeff Duffy.
Yeah, Duffy rack up another check on his sack list as he comes into this game number 1 in sacks for the SFL with 11.5. Now you can make that 12.5.
Yeah, he had 3 sacks last week. Mark that another one, and he's got 4 sacks in the last 2 games. Sully Richardson's going to fire it out to Logan Jack, and he's going to get destroyed on the play by number 31, Nacho Sicario.
Yeah, actually, that was out to Tony Zuma, the fullback, and the reason why Richardson had to throw that ball out to his outlet is because of that pressure, again, from this Queen City defensive line. They are getting to Sully Richardson early, not looking good.
And Richardson under center yet again on the 3rd straight drive, 3rd straight play, 3rd and 14, and Logan Jack's going to get the carry, but he's not going to get anywhere close, and he'll come up 12 yards short as Logan Jack only with a gain of 2.
Yeah, give the Queen City's defensive line credit for shutting down that series, making it a 3-and-out. They're going to give their offense terrific field position.
So the punt will come from Matt Johnson. He's back in his own end zone. And the punt is away. And it's going to be fair caught in great field position at Carolina's own 40-yard line.
Well, the punter there was about 8 yards deep in the end zone making that kick, and it wasn't a terrific punt. So I think the best thing you can say about that it was at least fair catch, and they're not yet in field goal range, but certainly knocking on the door.
Yeah, I don't know why that punt was that terrible. There is no wind right now, and even though it is a chilly 27 degrees, as Caswell will take the snap under center, he's going to fire it out to the fullback, and he'll get stopped for a gain of 5 on the play.
Yeah, and it's just A.J. Caswell has just had a terrific season coming into this game. Number 2 in quarterback rating, really efficient with the ball, and uses a lot of different receivers. We talked about Steven Hacker, but actually it's Chris Curtis who leads this team in 47 receptions.
And so Caswell under center, going to be a hand up to Jet Zero, who's going to try to get close to the first down marker. He's going to be stopped 1 yard short, gain of 4 on the play.
Yeah, the Corsairs have coming into this game wanting to run the football a little bit more than they have here in the first 5 games of the season. Clearly see something in Carolina they think they could take advantage of.
0-0 here with 6:37 left to go in the first quarter. 3rd down and 1. A.J. Caswell under center, empty set formation. He takes the drop back. He's going to fire it out to Steven Hacker, and it will be caught by the sure-handed receiver who gets inside the red zone down to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and that's the ever so popular 90-all slants play that we see a lot on 3rd downs for a lot of SFL teams. It's simply trying to overload the defense on one side of the field, and in that particular case, going to the single receiver on the other side who had favorable coverage and hit him on the slant perfectly.
Caswell under center, split back formation. It's going to be a handoff to Jet Zero, and he will be hit and dropped for no gain. Looked like it might have been for a loss, but give credit to Stark coming up and making the tackle again.
Well, we saw Stark earlier in this game made a great pass deflection to send this one into a 4th down into a punt. Stark here just makes a terrific tackle at the line of scrimmage, giving Jet Zero nowhere to go.
And so Caswell will go in the shotgun formation on the 2nd down and 10 play. Ball at the Carolina 21. Caswell takes the snap. He's going to fire it out to the left, doing the toe tap. Yeah, look, I think it's Chris Curtis on the reception. And it is a gain of 4 on the play.
Yeah, just a little short out route there. Just trying to make this a more manageable third down. Get the yardage that you can. Get it to one of your most reliable receivers in Curtis. Let them toe tap, like you mentioned, out of bounds. Make this a 3rd and 6.
And so on this 3rd and 6 play, ball at the 16-yard line of Carolina, Caswell in the shotgun formation for the Corsairs. He's going to take the snap, drops back. He's going to fire to the end zone, and it's going to fall incomplete. Pass was intended for Chris Curtis.
Wow, Jeff, I thought actually Carolina had intercepted that into the end zone. Then it looked like it got past the defender's hands and might have fallen into the receiver's hands, but ends up it falls on the turf. No score. 4th and 6 here at the 16. Corsairs are going to have to settle for a field goal try.
Yeah, give the have to see if Colston and company for the Carolina defense could come up with a pick on the next possession. It won't happen here. And so the kick is away from James Troll. It's up and it's good. So Queen City, an early 3-0 lead with 5:05 left to go in the first quarter. Steven, we saw 2 drives now from Queen City. What are your thoughts on the first 2 possessions?
Yeah, really impressed with what Carolina's been able to bring. Coming into this game, you would have thought that Queen City might have torched Carolina pretty early, based on the fact that the Skyhawks come into this game with the 16th ranked scoring defense, 17th against the pass. There's only 3 other SFL teams worse than that. So they are doing a really good job of defying expectations, giving their offense a chance to get them into this game.
And there goes Harish Prashad. He's going to break a couple tackles, get up to the 34-yard line. So Carolina and Sully Richardson and company is going to have good field position on their second drive.
Yeah, and Prasad, a dangerous returner. It's definitely an aspect of their 3 phases they excel at here in Carolina. Number 1 in kick return touchdowns. That's tied for 2. Number 2 in kick return yards and kick return averages, Prasad.
And Sully Richardson will begin this drive like he did the other one under center. And he's going to step up and throw it deep, and it's going to be picked off by the Corsairs, who's going to try to do a spin and get some extra yards. But Chris Dodd, with his 23rd career interception, gets the ball back into Carolina Skyhawks territory. Just a poor read by Sully Richardson.
Yeah, I agree. That's a post route there by Prasad, but he was absolutely sandwiched, between defenders, and Dodd comes away with his first pick of the season.
And so AJ Caswell and the Corsairs offense will begin this drive at the 42-yard line of the Skyhawks. Already up 3-0. Caswell under center. Gonna be a hand up to Jet Zero, who's gonna try to get some blocks up front, but was only able to pick up 2 before he's tackled by the big Phil Hall.
Well, Carolina's done a great job defensively here to hold back the Corsairs, but the Queen City's not really doing themselves many favors here with these run plays. They're just not getting a lot of yardage from it. They're usually passing the ball second, third, first down.
And so Jet Zero on another carry will only pick up a gain of 3 here, and it sets up a 3rd down and 5 at the Carolina 37-yard line.
And Jeff, the name we haven't mentioned yet in this game, but we mentioned it in pregame, is Hacker. And this is a guy who has been absolutely terrific, averaging 19.4 yards per per catch. And this is a guy at some point is gonna make his name known.
Maybe he'll do it here. He already has 12 yards on the day, as Caswell is going to get absolutely destroyed on that play. Oh, man. We got to get the number on that guy. That is Christopher Cologne with a sack.
Yeah, and that makes 4.5 sacks here on the season. Just AJ Caswell sitting back in the pocket needs to have that clock in his head go off a little bit sooner, as Cologne able to really just motor right to him.
And so the punt will be away. The second punt for Ricky Matthews. And it's going to be Harish Prasad is going to signal the fair catch, and will do so at the 15-yard line. So a couple of possessions here and there for both teams. But, I mean, it looks like this Queen City Corsairs defense came to play.
Yeah, and now we'll get to see Sully Richardson again under center, in the previous series, through an interception. So This is a time where he has to have amnesia, forget about that pick, and just throw the ball as if it never happened.
Like Stephen Molnick said, Sully Richardson will go under center as Carolina is going right to left. He's going to hand it off to Logan Jack, who is going to only pick up a gain of 2 on the play before he's dropped by the SFL leader, or the SFL should be Hall of Famer Avery King.
Well, Jack in his previous matchup against Tulsa in Week 5, 32 carries, 116 yards on the ground, and 2 touchdowns. Certainly someone they want to get involved here.
And now Richardson will finally be in the shotgun formation on the 2nd down and 8 play. He's going to fire it out to the left, but it's going to be batted down and incomplete. Nene Ferris on the coverage.
Yeah, Nene racking up his 4th pass defense. That was just a great individual effort by the defender, able to get his hand maybe just a single digit on that ball and deflect it down. If not, that the receiver could still be running.
3-0. Queen City over Carolina here. 2:52 left to go in the first quarter. 3rd down and 8. Sully Richardson, empty set shotgun formation, trips to the bottom of the screen. You got to take the snap, drops back, you got to fire it, and it's going to be batted away by Ferris yet again and almost picked off. But, I mean, these throws from Richardson, he is not looking comfortable here to start the game.
Yeah, he needed to throw that one just a bit further. Underthrew that ball into a gaggle of black jerseys. And for folks that are not watching the game, Queen City are the one in the black jerseys.
And so the punt for Matt Johnson will come. Hopefully it's a better one than his last one, as he barely gets the punt away. Almost blocked by Queen City. It'll be fielded by Hacker, who's going to get destroyed on the kick return. And so he will start, AJ Caswell and company will start at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, you got to start thinking about maybe taking Hacker off special teams. Might be too valuable to your offense to have him be exposed to those kind of hits. Absolutely buried on that punt return attempt.
And so Caswell will start under center, bunch formation. He takes the snap from under center. He's going to fire it out. Almost intercepted, but it's batted away by number 31 for the Carolina Skyhawks.
Yeah, and that's Daniel Pruitt there, the cornerback, able to do a real good job of breaking on the ball and knocking it down. Couldn't quite wrangle in the interception, but did a good job of being a disruptor of that play.
Yeah, just a great play recognition from him coming down and batting the football away. And so on the 2nd down play, Caswell will go under center. He's going to fire out to the left. Pass is going to be caught. He had some room out there, Stephen Hacker, but he stepped out of bounds and gets up to the 49-yard line, setting up a 3rd down and 4.
It's pretty clear what the Corsairs want to do on 2nd down. They're not looking to bust the bank. They're just looking to make that 3rd down a little bit manageable. So they have these little short out plays to their wide receivers that help them just cut the yardage total in half to make it easier on everyone on 3rd down.
Hey, here's another 3rd down and 4. We'll have to see if the Carolina Skyhawks defense can force another punt. Caswell takes the shotgun snap. He's going to fire it deep downfield. It's going to be batted up in the air. It's going to be picked off up to the deflection. And we're going to be brought out to the 35-yard line. That was, yet again, Daniel Pruitt on the interception.
Well, I was just getting his feet wet a little bit with that early pass deflection earlier in this series. This time actually comes away with the ball as it's tipped by 2 Skyhawk defenders right into his hands. Does a good job of getting underneath it and got some return yards to boot.
Yeah, and on top of that, Carolina getting that interception that they didn't get when Queen City got the field goal. So taking off some points from Queen City. We'll have to see if Sully Richardson can lead the Carolina Skyhawks downfield this time and put up some points. But Logan Jack is going to get hit and dropped in the backfield for a loss of 3 by Avery King and company.
Well, you talked about Avery King, should be a Hall of Famer. I absolutely agree with you. This guy has been making plays his entire career. 8 years in this SFL league, and he's been a big name of it for the majority of it. But Carolina's offense really needs to show me something here. In their 3 drives, 2 have been 3 and out, 1 in an interception. They've got to get down the field.
Richardson's going to fire it out, but it's going to fall incomplete. Intended for Haris Prasad. Just not able. It looks like he was wanting the ball to hit him in the chest instead of him putting his hands out, and Nene Ferris getting another deflection.
Yeah, Nene Ferris doing an absolutely great job. Actually comes from over the back of Prasad to knock the ball down. Terrific job not committing pass interference there. But again, Prasad sandwiched between two Corsair defenders, looking for Richardson, looking for him on that post route, cannot find him.
And you got to wonder where Shea Carroll is. He was signed in the offseason, and he has big playability, and he hasn't been targeted yet here today as Sully Richards going to fire deep. It's going to be caught off the deflection, and he's at the 20. Can he go to the house? No, he won't. He'll be dropped at the 8-yard line. What a play.
Well, you said it, Shea Carroll. You mentioned it just right there, and then he comes away with this terrific play down the middle of the field that is actually a deflection of a pass that was supposed to go to Prasad. It bounces off a Corsairs defender right into Shea Carroll's hands, and he runs it down the field. Looks like all the way to the Corsairs 8-yard line.
Yeah, what a play. I haven't seen anything like that, and that could be the spark that gets Sully Richardson going, as he will start under center on the first down and goal from the Queen City Corsairs 8-yard line. It'll be a handoff to Logan Jack, who's trying to get some blocks going, and he gets to the 6-yard line, gain of 2.
Well, Jeff, you mentioned there on the previous play that Carroll hadn't been targeted yet, and he still hasn't been. That actually was targeting Prasad, and it just bounced around right into Carroll's hand. But after making a dynamite play like that, you got to think Richardson's going to be looking number 88's way.
Yeah, you just have to. He has that ability. And Richardson, the under center yet again, is going to be a handoff to Jack, and he's going to be cleaned out by the middle linebacker for the Corsairs. That is Ajamu Afalobi.
Yeah, and Afalabi, man, let me tell you what, absolutely jacked Jack up. They're in the middle of the field, but they're inching closer here now on the Queen City 3-yard line. Carolina really needs to cash this in.
They do. 3rd down and goal. Handoff to Jack, who's going to get close to the goal line, but he's going to be, they're going to signal that he was in. Touchdown, wow. Logan Jack.
I don't think he got in, Jeff. They may challenge this one because it was really close, but I don't know. We'll get a better look at the replay here. Where's the nose of that? But I don't think he gets in.
Wow, that's one that, there's the challenge on the spot from the Queen City Corsair head coach. And man, I mean, yeah, I thought he didn't get in, and then all of a sudden they put the hands up for a touchdown.
Yeah, we didn't really have the best angle. This one here, we're looking at it from behind. We're not getting the best angle there as well. So this one's going to be left up to the refs. Let's see what they say.
Let's see what R62 has to say. And so they rule that he did not cross, and so Queen City will not be charged a timeout. Great challenge on the play. I mean, you're allowed to challenge. He challenged it, and he got it. He's 1 for 1 here tonight. And so that brings up a 4th down and goal from the Queen City 1-yard line. And so Wally Herman, the Skyhawks kicker, will come out to attempt the field goal. This should be a chip shot. And the kick is up and good from 17 yards out. And so Wally Herman moves to 10 for 12 on the season.
Well, a bit of a consolation prize for Carolina. And if they had any momentum going into that drive or after that drive, it's probably stalled a bit after they take points off the board, which is always demoralizing. But this is a 3-3 tied game here, nearing the end of the first quarter.
A 7-play, 64-yard drive orchestrated by Sully Richardson, but it was capped by that huge tip off the deflection from Shea Carroll, getting it and hauling it in for the field goal, or getting the ball into field goal territory. And so AJ Caswell and company will start their next possession at the 23-yard line.
Jeff, you just get the feeling it's just a matter of time before the Corsairs start scoring points. So Carolina's really got to put the pedal to the metal offensively, because this Corsairs offense averages 28 points a game.
Caswell under center. You're going to be handoff to Jet Zero, who got some blocks out in front and gets up to the 29-yard line, gain of 5.
And Zero, just a powerful fullback, short yardage back, and that's the end of the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter with the Carolina Skyhawks and Queen City Corsairs all knotted up at 3. You're watching the SFL on Twitch and listening on 252 ESPN in Greenville, New Bern. And so we come back for the start of the second quarter. Stephen Mullinex joining me in the booth and Robert Garrett Jr. doing stats. I'm Jeff Melanishin. As Caswell under center, he's going to fire out to the right. Pass is caught by Steven Hacker, and they're going to say that he had enough for the first down and a gain of 5 on that play.
Might be a little bit of a generous call there, but what's happening is the Carolina Skyhawks are giving a lot of cushion to Hacker. They read the headlines as well. They know this guy is one of the most dynamic deep threats in the league, so a lot of respect being paid to him. That means you can run those short outs and he'll be wide open.
And Caswell under center. Hand out to Jet Zero yet again, who is going to be tackled by Zane Doty.
Yeah, Zane Doty doesn't get a lot of credits for his tackles. Known as the interception leader in the SFL, has a whopping 9 picks through 5 games. That is such a huge amount this early. He's actually 4 more. He has actually 4 more interceptions than the next highest defender.
It's just crazy what he's been able to do in these first 5 weeks of the SFL regular season. Caswell under center. He's going to fire it underneath. Pass will be caught by the tight end James Matthew Jr., who we haven't heard much of since those 2 big plays on the very first possession.
Yeah, and the Corsairs being very conservative here. Now, not really looking to push the ball deep. We haven't really seen any deep plays out of them. Really satisfied to just kind of dink and dunk.
I wonder if that's a byproduct of the defense from Carolina and the handoff here to Jet Zero, who's going to try to get some positive yards, but they're going to say no gain on the play before he's tackled by number 99, Sharon Prasad.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what's behind the play calling there. 3rd and 7, and you run your fullback to get those 7 yards. I mean, it doesn't really make much sense. So, yeah, the Queen City's got something that they needed to change something there in their game plan because clearly it's not working.
And so another punt will come from Ricky Matthews. Snap is away. The punt is going, and so going to be fielded by Prasad. He does not call for the fair catch and is only tackled for a gain of 2 on that return.
Yeah, these punt returners getting bold here, Jeff. They're wanting to take some hits. They're taking some big hits out there. If that was me, I'd be calling a fair catch every play. I don't care if you give me 20, 30 yards of extra room. I don't want to get hit.
Hey, I was a kick returner in London, so I can totally attest to calling for the fair catch there. Taking those unnecessary hits is not what you want to do. As Richardson comes out under center and is going to fire out to Harish Prasad, and he's going to pick up a gain of 5 on the play.
Yeah, just a nice 50x spot play here. That means that Prasad actually fakes inside and then goes outside and really shakes off the defender, leaving a lot of separation and a lot of room there to get those 5 yards.
As you take a look at Richardson's numbers, 63 yards passing so far, and we're at 8:52 left to go in the second quarter. Carolina is now going left to right. Richardson under center. Gonna be a handoff to Logan Jack, and there is just no blocking at all. And Logan Jack is gonna be met and dropped in the backfield by a host of Corsair defenders.
Yeah, and that host of Corsair defenders met him in the backfield. So that offensive line having a tough time containing this defensive line from Queen City.
He was met by Albert Begin. He was the first one to get in there for the tackle. And so Richardson under center will hand it off to Jack. And he still does not have any blocks. They're going to say that he had a yard there. Looked like he was bottled up. But, man, this Corsairs defense is really bottling up Logan Jack.
Or Carolina taking a page out of the Corsairs playbook, running on 3rd and 6, hoping that Jack defies his average that he's had tonight. He doesn't. And now we're looking at another punt.
Matt Johnson will come out for a punt yet again. And in a game like this, Steven, I think you could attest to this being a coach. Like, what can the offenses do? I mean, it looks like the defenses have just come to play.
Yeah, it just feels like a stalemate. We often have these kind of games here in the SFL where you have this first half kind of lull. Neither offense is able to strike big plays down the field. Not really looking for many deep plays down the field. The only one that we've really seen was off a tip ball. So I think as the second half happens, there'll be halftime adjustments, and we'll see a lot more fireworks.
And AJ Caswell will start under center here, going right to left. He drops back under center. He's going to fire underneath, and the pass is going to be caught by his receiver, Luther Gond, who's making his first SFL action here after being signed, and he comes up with his first reception. So kudos to him.
Yeah, and that's how we do it here in the SFL. You can go from couch to field. You guys watching at home or listening on ESPN 252, you guys join our league, find out about our league. That's simulation.football online, and you can become a player and play just like we do.
And Jet Zero will get the first down, pickup of two on the play, and getting the ball up to Carolina territory into their own into the 48-yard line, setting up a first down and 10.
And I'm sorry I called you good. I meant gone. I apologize. Just came out good for some reason. He's too good.
It's all good. And AJ Caswell will go under center. And it drops back after the shenanigans that we were doing, and it's going to be caught for a gain of 5 by Steven Hacker yet again. So he's getting his looks, but they're just not the big plays that we've come to expect.
Right, they're not running these outside corner routes or these post routes. They ran him on a little drag route there, and he's just getting open in the middle of the field. So, they need, both teams really probably need to open up this offense. Of course, Richardson with that turnover, probably a little gun shy to do so.
Caswell under center. Bunch formation to the bottom of the formation. It's going to be thrown. It's going to be intercepted. Colston on the reset. No, excuse me. That was number 21, Zane Doty. And he adds to an already awesome season so far. That's his 10th interception on the season.
Yeah, double digits for the Doty man there with the pick. And look, they're trying to go deep. Queen City trying to go deep to their tight end, Jake Matthews, on a go route, trying to see if they can strike that touchdown. Actually, Jeff, they had a guy wide open on a little short out past the first down marker. Caswell doesn't see him wide open. It's Lex to throw the bomb, and it's picked by Doty.
Oh, man. You got to feel for AJ Caswell there if he had the open receiver. And so Sully Richardson was starting the empty set shotgun formation, going to fire underneath. The pass will be caught by the tight end, Jack Flash, and gets up to a gain of 9. It makes it a second down and 1.
Yeah, and then again, it's that 90 all slants play out of the gun straight. Basically, 3 wide receivers lined up in a straight line to one side and a single receiver on the other, and the quarterback in a shotgun formation. And then they just send everyone in the middle, and you're just hoping as an offensive coordinator that your quarterback finds someone open. There he found Jack Flash.
Richardson going under center on the second down and 1 play, ball up to their own 29-yard line. Handoff to Logan Jack. Blocks out in front. Gets just enough for a first down. Gets up to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, and you're going to see Carolina continue to run Jack, even though he may struggle at times, because they know that he has home run ability. They know that this is a guy that they want and need to get involved in their offense to take the pressure off their passing game.
And this first down and 10 play, Richardson under center. Going to fire out to the right, and the pass will be caught by Shea Carroll before he gets out of bounds, gain of 4.
Yeah, his first actual target in this game, although he has 2 catches for 63 yards so far in this matchup. But, yeah, actually what happened on the play is Carroll had to speed up in order to catch up to the ball as Richardson threw it just a little bit out in front of him, and that forced him to go out of bounds where maybe he had a chance to turn upfield and get more yardage.
Second down and 6. Richardson will go under center. Split back formation. Going to be a handoff to Logan Jack, and he will get a gain of 1 on the play. It looked like he just got to the line before he was absolutely cleaned out by the Corsairs defense. Just want to thank everybody listening and watching on Twitch and listening on 252 ESPN Greenville, New Bern. And on this third down and 5 play, ball at their own 37-yard line. Richardson under center takes the snap. He's going to fire it out to his tight end, Jack Flash, who gets just enough for the first down.
Yeah, and Flash actually had to catch the ball a little bit behind him, but does a good job of bending down and taking that ball off his hip. And to not only do that, but he has the athletic ability to turn around and get the first down. Just great positional and field awareness there by the tight end.
Richardson taking the snap from under center. He's going to fire it deep, but it will be caught for an interception going back the other way. And so another interception for Chris Dodd, making that 24 in his career. As again, another throw from Richardson, and man, another blanket coverage.
Yeah, Dodd out there looking like a linebacker at 6'3", 225, but the tippy toes of a ballerina, able to really jump up and make that athletic catch. His second interception of the game and his second of the season. He is red hot tonight.
Yeah, this is something that we've seen from Chris Dodd if you go back to when he was with London as well, racking up some interceptions as well in a couple of games. And here are two on the game today, and Caswell will go under center. It's going to be a handoff to Jet Zero, and he will get into Carolina Skyhawks territory to the 46-yard line, pick up a 6.
Well, the bruising fullback met no resistance at the line of scrimmage and actually wasn't pulled down there by the linebacker until he was already 6 yards down the field.
Caswell under center. And the second down and 4 play. Takes the snap. It's going to be a QB run. I don't know if that was the design, but Phil Hall getting credit for a sack for no gain.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to credit that as a sack just because he was a runner there in that situation. Queen City, they like to run the QB sneak, and they like to catch teams off guard by doing that, and that's something that is definitely in their game plan you got to watch for.
Yeah, I didn't know if they would credit that just because, I mean, it was no gain. But Caswell on this third down and 4, going to fighter underneath. The pass will be caught for a first down to the Carolina 36. And that will be caught by none other than Stephen Hacker.
And we've seen Hacker go down the middle a couple of times. Both of these quarterbacks so far have been pretty mediocre, just under 90 yards of passing, but each of them. And both of them have 2 picks each.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It looks like A.J. Caswell and company might have something going here on this first down and 10 play from the Carolina 36. He's in the shotgun formation. Caswell is going to fire it out to the right, and it will be caught by Stephen Hacker for a gain of 5, as that will bump his yardage up now as he's up to 43 yards on 6 receptions.
Yeah, let me tell you how fast Hacker is. He actually had to slow down quite a bit just to catch that ball and not go out of bounds. He was so wide open so quickly, Caswell couldn't get the ball to him quick enough.
No, he couldn't, and so instead of maybe leading him, he had to get the toes tapped, and Caswell will fire it to the left. It's going to be off the hands. Number 42, that's the running back, and it falls incomplete. Travis Dulworth on the reception. We've come to the 2-minute warning. You are watching the SFL on Twitch and listening on 252 ESPN Greenville, New Bern. And coming out of the 2-minute warning, the score is all knotted up at 3 as Queen City has the ball in Carolina territory. Caswell's going to fire. He's going to be caught by Hacker. And it looked like he was in blanket coverage, and he comes up with the reception, gets the ball to the 21-yard line in the red zone is Queen City.
Yeah, actually able to make the catch over the inside linebacker Prasad, who's 6'2", 250, able to make the catch over his head and bring it in. Wow, what a clutch play by Hacker.
First down and 10 at the 21-yard line. Queen City driving in the red zone. Caswell under center takes the snap. He's going to fire out to the left. It will be caught out there by Chris Curtis, getting a gain of 8 on the play before he goes out of bounds.
And these little short to medium outs are absolutely killing this Carolina secondary. They're going to have to stop showing so much respect here for the deep ball and start playing a little bit more man-on-man defense if they want to stop the Corsairs right now.
And so the defensive line for the Skyhawks needs to come up and make a big play here on the second down and 2. Caswell under center. Gonna be a handoff to Jet Zero. He's gonna get enough for the first down. Gets inside the 10 to the 9-yard line before he's dropped on the play.
Well, Queen City has got everything going on this series. Jet Zero now 12 carries, 35 yards, but able to convert the first down there. Now they're on the Carolina 9-yard line. Let's see if they can punch this one in.
Yeah, they're already up to 8 plays. This is going to be number 9 as Caswell takes the snap, drops back. He's going to fire to Steven Hacker. Does he have enough to get to the end zone? No, he doesn't. Queen City will go hurry up here as they have the ball at the goal line. Second down and goal. Caswell will go under center. He takes the snap quickly. He's going to fire to the end zone. The pass is going to be caught for a touchdown by James Matthew Jr.
Yeah, Matthew Jr. with the excellent route running there in the end zone. It's very rare when you get to see a tight end get that kind of separation from his defenders. But there's just nobody around number 48 in the backside of the end zone, able to make the leaping catch and brings it in.
And so that will be James Matthew Jr., his 4th touchdown on the season. And so the kicker, James Troll, they call him Peanuts. He will come out to attempt the extra point. And the kick is away, and it's good. That was an 11-play, 52-yard drive that resulted in the touchdown from James Matthew Jr.
Well, Peanut there going with the no-face bar. That's old school right there for sure. Boy, that's dangerous.
It is. Well, we'll have to see if anybody from Carolina wants to, try to get a cheap one in there, but
scramble his peanuts. Huh?
Hey, they don't call him peanuts for nothing.
Yeah.
And so the kick is away. It's gonna be fielded by Harish Prasad, but it's gonna be need in the end zone as he was 4 yards deep. So we're coming here to the end of the second half. 44 seconds left to go. Steven, what do you expect on this drive?
Yeah, just not a lot of time here, and we haven't really seen the consistency from Carolina. I think Richardson's going to air it out, try to hit a big play here so we can try and tie this ball game before the end of the half.
But instead, he'll go under center here, and this first down and 10 play is going to be a handoff to Jack, trying to take this one into the locker room. He's going to be hit and dropped by Nacho Sicario for a loss of 1. And the crazy thing is both teams have 3 timeouts left to go, and neither are choosing to use them. Even Queen City, might get they could get some good field position here if they decide to take a timeout, but instead we're under 18 seconds left to go in the second quarter with Queen City on top 10-3. Another handoff to Logan Jack, and he will get a gain of 1 on that. And with under 5 left to go, it looks like that will be going into the locker room.
Wow.
And we have come to the end of the first half with the score Queen City 10 and the Carolina Skyhawks 3. You are watching the SFL on Twitch and listening on 252 ESPN Greenville, New Bern. So, Steven, as we come into the halftime show here, just give us your thoughts on what you've seen through the first 22 minutes.
Yeah, terrific defensive performance by both teams, really limiting these 2 quarterbacks, causing 2 interceptions each. And, there have been big plays in this game, but they have been few and far between. And to me, it was mostly a quarter and a half of both teams' offenses really struggling to find footing against some really top-tier defensive performances. And it was Queen City here at home that was able to find their footing before the end of the first half, able to take that 7-point lead now into halftime.
Yeah, give credit to the Corsairs defense. Chris Dodd, in particular, with 2 interceptions in this game, with the first 2 of the season.
Yeah, and don't forget about on the other side of the ball, Daniel Pruitt came away with an interception, and also the always lethal Chris Dodd, Zane
Doty.
Zane Doty, that's the name I was looking for. Thank you. Yeah, able to come away with his 10th interception on the season.
Yeah, so both, even though both defenses have come to play, what can Carolina do in particular to maybe turn the tide a little bit, per se, as they're down 7?
Well, they still haven't found a way to run their running back, Logan Jack, successfully. They've got to do that better, and they can't let this game get away from them. So their defense is going to have to continue to try to stifle a high-powered Queen City offense. And then it really, to me, it all comes to fruition on the shoulder and the arm of Sully Richardson, the quarterback for the Skyhawks. He's got to find a way to make those big plays down the field without turning the ball over.
Yeah, that's something that we have to see if he can do, is limiting those turnovers. As with the 2 that he had today, he's already up to 13 interceptions on the season. And that is something that we've come to see in every SFL game, is which quarterback can limit those turnovers. And that's probably going to be the one that wins the game. So with both having 2, we'll have to see which one can limit that going forward. And so Queen City will be kicking the ball away here to start the third quarter. They will be Queen City will be kicking from left to right. So Carolina will be getting the ball to start the second half, going right to left as Prasad gets the kick 1 yard deep in the end zone, makes a couple moves, breaks out of a tackle. He's up to midfield. Does he have the breakaway speed to get to the end zone? He's going to be tackled at the 28-yard line, bringing the ball deep into Queen City territory.
Well, we told you about Prasad early in this game. He is absolutely lethal as a kick returner, tied for number 1 in the league in kick return touchdowns, number 2 in kick yardage and kick average. And this is the reason why he can make these kind of shifty moves and break tackles using that 6'4", 220 frame of his. And he's got the speed and the burst to get downfield quickly. Queen City doing a great job of wrangling him, but they didn't do it until he reached their own 28-yard line.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw, Steven, who got the tackle, but that was Chris Dodd getting what could be the tackle saving for the touchdown on that kick return. And so Sully Richardson and company will start their first drive at their own inside Queen City territory of the 28, getting a gain for Logan Jack, a gain of 4.
These Queen City linebackers, boy, they have been all over Logan Jack tonight. Afolabi, Begin, and King, that triple threat there makes up one of the best linebacker cores here in the SFL, and they're proving themselves once again tonight.
Yeah, they've been having some stellar seasons, to say the least, here to start season 14. And Richardson will go under center yet again, and Logan Jack will try to get to the outside, but he is met by Ajamu Afalobi.
Yeah, Afalabi averaging nearly 10 tackles a game, gets him another one there. And just really, these linebackers do a great job, Jeff, of finding those correct pursuit angles, and they are able to really find their way through the trash and find themselves, at the end of the day today, Logan Jack.
Empty set formation, and Sully Richardson is going to throw it out to the right, but it's going to be picked off by number 31, Nacho Sicario, for the Queen City Corsairs. So the third thrown interception from Sully Richardson today.
Yeah, and they're looking for Carroll there on a corner route, but this is just one of those situations where Sicario, the defensive back, runs a better route, and again it goes talks to Richardson, and him being turnover prone. Now his third interception in this game takes away a chance to put points on the board.
And AJ Caswell will start his first series in the second half at his own 9. He's going to fire it across the middle to the tight end, Matthew Jr., who comes up with the catch and gets the ball to the 25-yard line. And just like that, Queen City is out of their own end zone, out of the shadows of their own end zone.
Matthew Jr. able to find a soft spot in the coverage in the middle of the field. He has been absolute money tonight and the go-to guy for Caswell, which is really unusual because it's normally Curtis or Hacker, but Matthew's really been the one to have the big plays.
Caswell under center, drops back, pump fakes, and he's going to throw it out, but it'll be out of bounds as he was looking for Chris Curtis.
Yeah, Curtis did something a little strange there. Actually knew he was out of bounds and had both feet standing out of bounds when he caught that ball and kind of made this stance like oh man, I'm just the wrong guy to throw it to here.
Yeah, AJ must have not been looking to the right side because he had some receivers down there, but instead he wanted to go to Chris Curtis. So second down and 10, he'll hand it off to Jet Zero, who tries to go to the outside, but is going to be dropped for a tackle by Zane Doty.
Yeah, Zero again, the bruising fullback, wanted to run that right down the middle of the offensive line, but got stopped back behind some of his own offensive linemen, made him actually try to punch it to the outside where a Carolina defender was there to meet him.
And it's a 3rd down and 12. Caswell will go under center. He's going to fight across the middle, and it's going to be caught by here yet again. And so he picks up enough for the 1st down and gets it up to the 40-yard line. That's just something that you cannot let happen if you're the Skyhawks defense.
Yeah, and looking at this here, Carolina, their defenders actually go away from Matthews, which is a little weird as to why they would do so. Probably just releasing him to someone they think is going to cover him further back in the secondary. Unfortunately, there wasn't anybody there.
And you just got to feel for the Skyhawks defense. You had a chance to send Queen City off to the sidelines and force a punt, but instead you give up the 1st down. So here, 1st down and 10, Caswell in the shotgun formation. He's got split house backfield, and it's going to be tipped and almost intercepted on the deflection. Pass was intended for none other than James Matthew Jr., but he was blanketed.
Well, you're starting to feel that Caswell's confidence is building, and he's wanting to throw it into tighter and tighter windows. So taking a little bit more risk because he's seen that early reward on this very series.
So Caswell on the 2nd down and 10 will come out in the I formation. He's going to take the snap, drops back, he's going to fire it to Hacker, and they're out of bounds on that. It looked like maybe he might have got at least 1 foot in.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be too close for a challenge play. I think that he was out of bounds, but and it looks like they're not going to challenge it. So this is going to be a critical 3rd and 10 here for the Corsairs, who have a chance to try to really push the lead.
So 3rd down and 10. Caswell for the Queen City will go under center. It's going to be hand up to Jet Zero. He's going to try to get for the 1st down, but just another questionable call there, as Queen City just wanted to take the yards and make it maybe pin Carolina deep in their own territory.
Yeah, for the 2nd time in this game, for some reason on 3rd and long, they want to go to the fullback, and that's really just not his forte, Jeff. You know, he's more of a short yardage back, and trying to ask him to go 10 yards for the 1st down is asking a lot.
And the punt is away from Ricky Matthews. And Prasad is not going to fair catch it. He's going to try to make something, but again, tackled by 3 Queen City Corsairs special teamers and is dropped at the 26-yard line. And so while I have a minute, just want to pass this along that AJ Caswell just needed 53 yards. He was 53 yards away from 22,400 career passing yards, and he topped that today. So he's over 22,400 career passing yards, and just what a career for him. And so Sully Richardson and the Carolina Skyhawks will go under center to start this 1st down play. Drops back, and the pressure's coming. He's going to be hit and dropped in the backfield for a sack. Jeff Duffy coming up and making the sack, his 2nd on the day, and boy, he's having a season.
Yeah, now 13 and a half sacks on the season. And here, Richardson with the short little drop has to get rid of that ball quicker because Duffy gets a straight penetration, really making that offensive lineman see him in one direction, and then he goes to the other with the swipe. Wow, Duffy, what a move. That'll be on the highlight reel tonight.
Yeah, that will be. And for anybody listening, that was a play you have to go back and watch. As Richardson's going to fire it deep across the middle of the field, and Foreman was going for the one-handed catch when really he could have just hauled that in with 2 hands and he would have had it.
Yeah, and I think, you know, we've talked about Richardson's accuracy, and it hasn't certainly not been on point tonight, but if it gets to the point where you can get one hand on it, you should be able to bring that ball in. But Furman just immediately hit a bang-bang play with the defender, causes that ball to bobble out.
And if you're a Carolina Skyhawk fan or a player, you really need something here on this 3rd down and 13. You need to keep this drive going. Your defense has been out there a lot. So at their own 22, empty set shotgun formation, Richardson's going to fire it deep, but it's going to be batted by number 37, Nene Ferris, yet again, who's making another pass deflection.
Well, Nene's going to get to be known as a shutdown defender here in the SFL if he keeps making plays like that. This secondary for the Corsairs has absolutely shut down the Carolina Skyhawks a passing offense. I mean, the one big play that they had from Carroll was off a batted ball that Queen City batted up in the air. So they've been able to really bother Sully Richardson under center tonight.
And the punt is away, and Hacker is going to try to make gets a couple yards, or actually, excuse me, gone down there. It looks like he was getting the kick returns here as he gets out to the 46-yard line, still in their own territory, but good starting field position.
Yeah, and if you're the Corsairs, you know, you had an opportunity to bolster your lead a little bit and were stifled by Carolina's defense, who's done a really good job tonight and should be heralded to that, to coming in to Queen City here in Buffalo and limiting so far the Corsairs to just 10 points.
Caswell takes the shotgun snap, pressure starting to collapse, and he is going to be hit and drop field for a huge sack, a loss of 8 on the play. Give credit to number 93, Christopher Colon, yet again getting in there, and I believe Phil Hall actually got in there as well.
Yeah, and Cologne getting his second sack here in this game, but Caswell just taking too much time in the pocket, made a little bit of a move to try and give his receivers more time to get open. Couldn't find anyone.
Jet Zero on the second down and 18 play will get the carry and gets up to the 41-yard line, pick up a 4 on the play before he's dropped by the Skyhawks defense.
Well, here we are again, Jeff, this dreaded third and 14, really long here for the Corsairs. The one thing you don't want to see here is a fullback run, and it doesn't look like we're going to get that.
No, but if you're defense for Carolina, you got to keep an eye on James Matthew Jr., who has just been torching the middle of the field as Caswell drops back long, and he fires it underneath, and it will be caught by Steven Hacker, who only picks up a gain of 3 on the play, setting up a 4th down and 11.
Well, Caswell just being really cautious there. Didn't find anybody open down the field. Decided to just try to get as much yards as he could, finding Hacker there for the really short 6-yard gain. But they're playing a little field position game now.
Yeah, and the punt by Ricky Matthews yet again. Prasad will field it. Makes a nice spin, but gets dropped at the 25-yard line. So with 5:14 left to go in the third quarter, Queen City is on top of Carolina 10-3.
And the fireworks that I was hoping for in this game really haven't seen them, as the defenses continue to play really lights out. If you like a defensive matchup, you're getting what you want tonight, absolutely. But if you're Carolina, and specifically Sully Richardson, really got to limit those turnovers while still finding and being able to find some plays down the field.
And so Richardson will hand it up to Logan Jack, who gets out of a tackle but can't get out of a second one, only picking up a gain of 3 before he is dropped on the play by Albert Begin.
Still a one-score game, so Carolina's not going to give up on their rushing attack just yet. Still got plenty of time with just under 5 minutes here in the third quarter. So everything is still in the offensive playbook for Carolina.
2nd down and 7. Richardson under center in the split back formation. He drops back. He's going to fire it out to the left. The pass will be caught by Prasad before he is depleted by Ajamu Afalabi.
Yeah, and Richardson just finding Prasad, actually dropping into the bucket just a little bit, finding Prasad there on the very short route, makes this a manageable 3rd and 3.
And Richardson will go under center. Logan Jack in the backfield. Richardson drops back. He's going to fire it underneath, who gets enough for the first down. That is the tight end, Jack Flash, who looked surprised that he actually got it. But once he did, he turned upfield, put his foot into the ground, got enough for the first down, and gets up to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, Flash absolutely wide open. Really took one step off the offensive line and turned around. And Richardson found him, and it was just nobody even close to him able to get that first down.
Richardson taking the drop back. He's got to fire it, and it's a one-handed catch out there in the middle of the field. That's Shea Carroll on the reception, getting 8 on the play, setting up a 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, and that's that same area where Flash Furman attempted to make that one-handed catch but couldn't bring the ball in. This time Carroll does. and it makes this well, it's right puts really Carolina right on the edge of being in midfield.
Richardson under center on the second down and short. He's going to hand it off to Logan Jack, and he gets past the block for the defender for the Queen City. He made Albert Begin miss and then gets enough for the first down.
Well, that's what the premier running backs in the SFL do on a regular basis. They break or get past that first tackle, and then often great things happen after that. Here, Jack able to break that tackle for a first down.
Richardson under center drops back, gonna fire it deep downfield. He's got a receiver, but it's off the hands and it falls incomplete. Looking for Flash Furman on the outside, and it just comes up short, off the hands, and incomplete. Luckily, it wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, good, solid pass by Richardson, although there was plenty of coverage in the area by Queen City, but Furman, once again, unable to bring the ball in. That was a flat-out drop to me. This time, the last one being a one-handed catch, the degree of difficulty was higher, but Furman should have brought that in.
Yeah, and luckily it wasn't intercepted with 3 Corsair defenders around him. And so a second down and 10. Richardson under center is going to be handoff to Logan Jack, who's going to try to go up the middle. He gets a short gain on the play, getting it up to the Queen City 45, so Carolina's in the opposing team's territory.
Afalabi is the linebacker who's able to just barely trip him up. Really a reach tackle. Might have just got his shoestrings able to bring him down, but does so, makes this a 3rd and 7.
And Richardson will go empty set, shotgun formation. He's going to roll out, but he's going to fire it, and it's going to be caught by Jack Flash, who actually gets back up and is tackled there. So first down and 10. Great awareness from Richardson. It looks like he was going to roll out, but he stopped quickly and able to get the ball out.
Yeah, Richardson really feeling the pressure in the pocket. Looked like he was going to make a move, but really his tight end able to get so much separation. Jack Flash wide open in the middle of the field, allowed Richardson just to dump it off for that first down.
And Richardson under center in the I formation, dotting the I is Logan Jack. It's going to be a handoff to Logan Jack here. He gets out of a tackle. He's got a first down, getting close to the 20-yard line. That's where they'll mark his forward progress was stopped. But just a great run, and the blocking for the Skyhawks offensive line is looking better and better every quarter.
Hey, look, Jeff, I told you, if the running back is able to break that first tackle, as he does there, that breaks the tackle of Avery King, Logan Jack will do good things there. That 13-yard run gets him another first down, and they are absolutely rolling.
And so inside the red zone is the Skyhawks offense. Richardson will hand it off to Logan Jack yet again, and he gets a short gain before he is depleted by Afalabi yet again.
Yeah, and it's been back and forth. You know, Jack will get one, Afalabi will get one, back and forth on this series and in this game, as number 51 is really spying the running back and did a good job of bringing him down there.
Second down and 8. Ball from the Queen City 18-yard line. Richardson under center. Another handoff to Logan Jack, who gets past the first wave of blockers and gets inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, nice little formation and play there by Carolina. Actually sent the fullback on kind of a receiving route and kind of try to misguide this defense, and able to do so by diving the running back right down the middle of the offensive line.
As we come to 21 seconds left to go in the third quarter, and it's another handoff for Logan Jack, who gets another down and gets to the 8-yard line before he is cleaned out yet again, and you got to wonder if these hits are going to start taking a toll.
Well, Jack saw something he hasn't seen very much of in this game, which is a wide open hole that the offensive line was able to create, and Jack simply ran right through it for the first down.
And so we've come to the end of the third quarter with the score: Queen City Corsairs 10, Carolina Skyhawks 3, but the Skyhawks are marching down the field. You are watching the SFL on Twitch and listening on 252 ESPN Greenville, New Bern. Don't go anywhere. Stay in your seats. You could have grabbed that popcorn at halftime, because this is going to be a great fourth quarter. And Richardson will come out under center on this first down and goal play. It's going to be a handoff to Logan Jack, who's going to try to get positive yards, and he will. It's going to be a short gain, gets to the 6-yard line.
Well, it's little doubt how Carolina got this close to scoring. It's been through Jack. Logan Jack has absolutely been a workhorse, and we haven't seen him do this on this series because he's not been able to string these kind of successful runs together. Let's see what they do here on second down.
This will be the 14th play of this drive, and Logan Jack's going to get the handoff yet again and is going to get down to 3-yard line.
Jeff, I'm not sure if they just don't go ahead and run Jack again here, third and goal on the Queen City's 3-yard line. I know 3 yards to pay dirt, but this guy has a nose for the end zone. Looks like they're not even going to trot him on the field, though.
No, it looks like they're not going to take your advice here, and Richardson will go under center in an empty set formation. Pressure is coming. Richardson's going to throw it to the end zone, but it's going to be batted away. He was looking for Jack Flash, who was wide open in the back of the end zone. But give credit to the Corsairs defense, especially Avery King, who comes up with that big, big deflection.
Well, an opportunity here missed by Carolina this close to the end zone. Elect not to bring out Logan Jack, the man who got them in this position. Instead, they go 4 wide with Sully under center. He's able to break away from the instant pass rush, but not able to find his receiver in the back of the end zone.
And if anybody saw who's watching on Twitch, the ref, R43 fell in the end zone. That probably gave people a little bit of a laugh there. So the extra point the field goal from Wally Herman is up and good from 19 yards out. And so the Skyhawks bite into the lead a little bit, still down 4 though, 10-6.
Yeah, and I think it's an absolute win for Queen City's defense to hold off Carolina and limit them to only a field goal because it looked like Logan Jack couldn't be stopped. And in fact, it took Carolina taking him off the field to be stopped.
Herman's kick is away, and Queen City will field it at the 10-yard line. It's going to be brought out by Gond, who's got some blocks up out in front, but gets up to the 31-yard line. So poor tackling done on the Carolina Skyhawks special teams, and AJ Caswell and company will have good starting field position.
Poor tackling, but let me tell you, stellar effort by this Carolina defensive unit. When we go away from this game, after this game is done, that will be my biggest takeaway. Carolina able to coming into this game 1-4, and really manhandling this Corsairs offense. It's 3-2.
AJ under center will fire it out to his running back, who gets cleaned out, but not before he gets a gain of 5 on the play. That was Travis Dulworth.
Rochelle Colston absolutely leveled the on that receiver there. That was just really probably a little bit of frustration. We haven't called her name a little bit more in this game, but we're calling it out now, Rochelle. Good job.
She's got 40 tackles, 3 interceptions on the season. Surprised we haven't called her name here more often in this game. Pressure starting to come, but Caswell fires it anyway, and it's going to be caught out there by the receiver, number 82, Luther Gond, making his second reception, getting enough for the first down and up to the 43-yard line.
Well, Gond does something I absolutely love here. Just a nice little turnaround, a quick route there, but he knows where the first down marker is. That's what's important. He knows where he needs to be to get that first down and make that conversion. He gets there, and he just makes a big, wide-open target for Caswell.
Yeah, that's something that every quarterback would like more of his receivers to do, is knowing where that first down marker is. And Caswell will hand it off here to Jet Zero, and he will be hit for no gain, and he will be tackled on the play by number 57, Kathleen Horrell, makes her first mark of tonight's game.
Well, Jet Zero, I think, shocked everyone in the draft, Jeff, when he was selected number 8 overall. And a lot of fullbacks were picked after him. So the league apparently knows something that we don't about fullbacks, and they're using them a lot tonight. There, the sneak back Caswell is sniffed out.
Yeah, another sneak. And we saw this. They ran this in the second quarter, and it went for no gain. And here, give credit to Christopher Colon, who makes another stop on that play, setting up a loss of 1. And again, putting Queen City in a deep third down here, as it's 3rd down and 11 with 7:55 left to go in the fourth quarter. Caswell drops back. He's got a wide open receiver, Chris Curtis, and it's caught. And they're saying that he's going to be short. They're calling it 4th and inches.
Wow, that could be challenged. It's right on the line for me. It looks like they're not going to do so. And what really hurt Curtis was the fact that he fell down on that deep out right at the marker. Just needed just to get the nose of the ball over it. Oh, and they may be going.
Yeah, they're going to look like they're going to go for it. Are they actually going to? Or are they going to try to get the Skyhawks defense to jump? 8 seconds left on the play clock. Caswell under center. Yeah, with 2 seconds left, they take their
Uh,
first time out of the half. That's something, Steven, that I don't really like what that teams do.
well, and they were in the formation that we've seen them run Jet Zero on all night. And if you're going to invest a first round pick on Jet Zero and aren't confident enough that he can get not even a yard, half a yard, why do you got him out there for? I say use him, go for it, but they're going to play more conservative. They want to go ahead and maintain their 4-point lead, and they're probably stellar confident in their defense. It's held Carolina to just 6 points in this game so far.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said as Ricky Matthews comes out for another punt in tonight's ball game. And the punt is away. And Prasad's going to let this one bounce, and it bounces at the 4, then goes into the end zone. So it will come out to the 20-yard line. But yeah, I mean, especially if you have that 8th overall fullback selection, you've been running that formation almost every possession that you've had it, sometimes at multiple times, and you've been getting positive yards. So to not get the inch that you need, I mean, it looked like the ball was right
Yeah.
there. All he
Yeah.
had to do was just fall forward. He probably would have got it and taken more time off this clock. But instead, Richardson will get the ball at the Carolina 20-yard line. He's going to hand it off to Logan Jack, who will get a gain of 9 and gets up to the 29-yard line.
And despite their offensive struggles, right, Carolina can still take the lead in this game with just over 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That's what a great job their defense has done in limiting a Corsairs offense. That, again, averages 28 points a game, has limited them to just 10 so far.
Second down and short. Logan Jack will get the carry, and he's going to be destroyed in the backfield by who else but Afalabi yet again coming up and having another big game.
Well, Afalabi pulling a Lord of the Rings, you shall not pass, Jack. And it absolutely destroys him behind the line of scrimmage, making this what was a better third down and maybe one, now a 3rd and 2.
And Richardson would hand it off to Jack yet again, who tries to go outside, but he is going to be met and dropped. Coming up and making the tackle, Kappa Jones, who, despite his season that he's having, we haven't called his name much.
No.
And here he comes up and makes a big stop.
Yeah, and you know what? Jack did himself no favors, continuing to go further and further to the outside, trying to find a way instead of just really being indecisive, instead of just deciding and diving in. He just kept lingering on to the outside until, as you mentioned, Kappa Jones able to get a stop behind the line of scrimmage.
And the pound away from Matt Jones, and Luther Gond is going to be hit and dropped where he fields it at the 41-yard line. So we're almost into that time of the fourth quarter where it's go time, and with 5:50 left to go in the fourth quarter, something's got to give. Either Queen City has to go on a big drive to just kill the clock, or the defense for Carolina comes up, makes a stop, gets the ball back.
Yep.
And first down and 10. Caswell under center here, empty formation. He drops back. He's looking to scramble, but it's going to be batted at the line of scrimmage and falls incomplete.
Yeah, terrific play by Catherine Horrell. They're able to get her big paw up in the air, knock it down. When you combine that with her 6'4", 280 frame, that big paw is probably up there as high as a basketball goal.
Yeah, I mean, just the defensive line for the Skyhawks is probably one of the biggest out there height-wise. And so Queen City and AJ Caswell under center here. Going to be a handoff to Jet Zero, who gets past the 45 and gets up to the 47-yard line for a gain of 7. And that was the play that they tried to get the defense for Carolina to jump, and there they pick up 7.
Well, we gave them a lot of grief for that, but it turns out to be the right call, as their defense did come to play, get a 3 and out, give them the ball back, and I expect to see a lot of this from the Corsairs going forward as they try to salt away this clock here, knocking on the door of the 5-minute mark.
3rd down and 3. Ball at the Queen City 47-yard line. 5:20 left quarter. 10-6 ball game. Queen City on top. Caswell pump fakes. He's going to fire it underneath to Jet Zero. Can he get a first down? No, he cannot. He will be hit and tackled by Forrest Stark, who comes up and makes another big play.
Jeff, that is an absolute result of a halftime adjustment that the Carolina Skyhawks made. They were playing so off. Their cornerbacks were playing so off of the receivers. Giving them much too much credit. On that particular play, they were up to about 5 yards away, and that tight coverage made Caswell have to go to his outlet, who couldn't get past the line of scrimmage.
And so Ricky Matthews will come out for another punt. And Prasad is going to field this at the 15-yard line. Makes a couple. Gets up to the 21-yard line. Just want to thank everybody in Twitch chat. Yep. I see the Brown King Knight, Zane Doty. There's a couple others just having a little. I have glasses, but still my vision isn't that clear. Especially with some of the colors that some of the people have. But yeah, just want to thank everybody in the Twitch chat joining us tonight, and everybody listening on 252 ESPN Greenville, New Bern. Thank you guys so much. And hopefully this game doesn't disappoint as Richardson takes the snap, drops back, going to fire it. It's going to be batted away, and it's going to be picked off by the Corsairs defense, and it's going to be brought down. The pick was James Harmray. And, you just got to feel as it looks like there's a penalty.
It's like clipping.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if it's going to stand.
Yeah, that was after the interception, so it is going to stand. The penalty is going to be applied after the interception. So Queen City's still going to get the ball here. But we just have a situation where Sully Richardson, trying to play hero ball, actually overthrew that ball. If he would have underthrown it just a little bit, might have found his receiver, overthrew it. A Corsairs defender actually tipped the ball in the air, and we have yet another interception by Sully Richardson.
Yeah, another tip drill as well. And so A.J. Caswell starting this drive in his in the Carolina Skyhawks territory. He's going to hand it off to Jet Zero, who's going to get a gain of 1 on the play, getting it to the 39-yard line before he is tackled by Rochelle Colston, who's making another tackle.
Well, the Queen City has to be careful here, right on the edge of field goal range, probably about 7 to 8 yards away from James Troll territory. Would love to get 3 points on the board here.
2nd down and 9. Caswell under center yet again. It's going to be another handoff to, and he's going to get positive yards again, this time before he is cleaned up by Zane Doty, who comes down and lays the lumber, but not before he gets the ball to the 35-yard line, setting up a 3rd down and 4.
And I'm not sure if you don't run that play again. 3rd and 4, maybe not necessarily trying to get the first down, but trying to get into field goal range to make this a 7-point game.
They are in a running formation. Caswell under center. You're going to let the play clock wind down a little bit, but it's going to be a handoff to Jet Zero, who's got it just enough for the first down, just before his knee or elbow were about to touch. He gets that lunge out there and picks up the first down. Big first down for Queen City.
Well, that was the best case scenario for Queen City. Not only are you get yourself into field goal range on the fullback run, but he's able to sneak the ball, and I mean just barely eke it across the first down marker, get you a first down, whole new set of downs, and that clock's a ticking.
Tristan Hatley making his first tackle, but it was a pickup of a first down for Jet Zero, who gets the carry yet again, picking up a gain of 5, and that clock is ticking away as we're under 2:44 left to go in the 4th quarter.
And Carolina's defense, they've asked them to do it all night, limited defense in Queen City to just 10 points. They need a big stop here. Can't allow them to get in the end zone. Can't allow them to run the clock too much more. And Jeff, they're going to have one more play at least until that 2-minute warning.
Exactly, which means more time off the clock. Is Caswell letting that play clock dip? He's going to hand it to Zero, who's got enough for the first down, getting inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. And Jet Zero is just beating to death the Skyhawks defense.
Yeah, eating them up for yardage. I think Carolina, they have been up to the task all night, but I think they're tired, Jeff. And they have just allowed the Queen City offensive line to manhandle them. on this series, and it's opening big holes for Jet Zero.
And we come to the 2-minute warning with the score Queen City 10, Carolina 6. You are watching the SFL on Twitch and listening on 252 ESPN in Greenville, New Bern. And so coming out of the 2-minute warning, Caswell under center, and you just know that Carolina are going to use their timeouts here. And Jet Zero will get the carry only for a gain of 2 before he's tackled on the play by Rochelle Colston.
Yeah, and you know what? I think coming into this game, Jeff, neither of us envisioned the kind of defensive slug match that it's been. A 4-point game with less than 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter really speaks to the kind of defensive effort both of these teams put out tonight. But man, here an opportunity for Queen City to take this game, and Carolina an opportunity to one more time step up and hold them.
Yeah, but a field goal, if Carolina can do it and hold Queen City, it's not the end of the game. And Jet Zero will get another carry like he's been doing on this drive and getting the ball to the 13-yard line, setting up a 3rd down and 5 with Carolina taking their second timeout.
Now here's something interesting here. Will Queen City run the ball again here on 3rd and 5 and just elect to use that timeout? Hope that Jet Zero can get another 1st down. I think they will. But boy, it would be a surprise if they passed it, wouldn't it?
It would be even a play action maybe, as well, as they've been running out of this formation virtually all game, and it will be another handoff. And give credit to number 97 who came up and made that play. That was huge. Or 93, excuse me, Christopher Colon making the play, shrugging off his offensive lineman and making that tackle.
Well, that's what they needed. Carolina needed this from their defense. They get them another stop here. There's going to be a field goal try by Queen City to make this a 7-point game. But once again, the defense does its job, hands the ball to their offense, say, hey, go out there, tie this ball game, or possibly win it.
And James Troll, it was 10 for 12 on the season at 83%. So there is that opportunity if it arises. But this one from 29 yards out is going to be good, giving the Corsairs a 7-point game. That was a 9-play, 28-yard drive.
Well, they call the man Peanuts, but here he's certainly a cashew, able to really, when they needed him the most, to come out and kick a high-pressured field goal here at home, giving the Corsairs, again, a 7-point lead. Hey, but here's something to look for on this kickoff return. Remember, Prasad is a dangerous return man. Could he return it to tie the ball game up? Let's see.
That would be just the icing on a great game cake, as I would say, as he tries to make a couple of spin moves, but gets up to the 23-yard line. And give credit to Queen City's special teams making the tackles on Prasad when needed to. He's only been given that one big kick return coming out of starting the second half. But I guess the bigger question is, why a cashew over a walnut?
I think they're the better nut, but we can have the discussion off the air.
Oh, man. And so Sully Richardson will start at 1st down and 10 under center. He's going to fire across the middle of the field, but it was caught. It looked like it was going to be batted away, but somehow Shea Carroll came up with it and made the nice catch and gets up to the 36-yard line. They're going to go hurry up. Richardson under center yet again. He's got to throw it away, but he is going to be sacked by Jeff Duffy, who makes his 3rd sack on the game. And he's having just another stellar season, another stellar game on a perfect season. 2nd and 19. Richardson's going to fight across the middle, but it's going to be intercepted on the play. Number 27, James Hamry, again making his 2nd interception on the game.
Well, I hate to keep harping on the guy, but Sully Richardson there just makes another ill-advised throw. Again, you've got 2 receivers in the same area, Shea Carroll and Harish Prasad, running the exact same route. That attracts a lot of attention and attracts defenders, and one of them came away with the ball there. Wow, what a way to seal this game. And there's the best formation in football, the victory formation.
Yeah, and Caswell will knee it here with 1:06 left to go. But I guess the more important thing on that drive was Sully Richardson and that formation under center.
Yeah, made that initial pass completion that he made was another one of those balls that was tipped that was intended for Prashad that actually landed in Carroll's hand for the second time in this game. Carroll, the king of the deflection, apparently. That second play was a sack taken by Sully Richardson. He's kind of scrambled after taking that hit, gets back under center and throws a pick to end this game. And boy, it's just a sad way for the Skyhawks to lose in this one. Such a terrific performance by their defense. And boy, what a down to the last minute game it was for us to call.
It was. I don't think anybody would have expected the game that we got. I'm sure the who you got was heavily favored for the Queen City Corsairs,
It was.
and as it should be the way that they came out and played. But that's the end of the game. The score, the final here from Conpro Field in Buffalo, New York. Queen City Corsairs 13, the Carolina Skyhawks 6. Steven, just your final thoughts on tonight's ball game.
Well, as I said, I'm going to come away thinking, when I think about this game, I'm going to think about the Skyhawks defense, able to limit this high-powered offense to 251 offensive yards in this game. This is a Queen City Corsairs offense that is absolutely ripping through the league. 5th in scoring offense, averaging 28 points a game, and averaging a whopping 351 yards through the air. Combined 405 of total offensive yards. Normally that Queen City puts up was limited to 250 by this Carolina defense. What an effort by them, and they made it close throughout this game. The biggest disappointment is clearly the Skyhawks offense, who Logan Jack really came through for them there in the second half of this game, but it still wasn't enough, as Sully Richardson literally threw this game away time and time again. And of course, you've got to have the defenders in the backfield to take advantage of those mistakes, and the Corsairs did.
Yeah, it seemed like every opportunity that the Carolina Skyhawks had to maybe grab a hold of the momentum, it just seemed like the interception bug just kept biting them time and time again. But again, I mean, this Carolina Skyhawks team cannot solve this Queen City Corsairs team, as Queen City goes 8-1 over the Carolina Skyhawks, dating all the way back to when they first started playing in season 7.
Wow. Yeah, and this problem has been for Richardson. He's came into the game with 11, added quite interceptions, added quite a few in this game. But tonight's player of the game, undoubtedly Jeff Duffy, 3 sacks, 6 tackles, but was an absolute beast in putting pressure on Sully Richardson. Made him really see ghosts in the pocket all night.
Yeah, I have nothing wrong with that player of the game. And so everybody here at SFL headquarters, Stephen Molinex joining me on the analyst, and you got Robert Garrett Jr. doing stats, and with Cam back at SFL headquarters. I'm Jeff Melinishin. You've been watching the SFL on Twitch and listening on 252 ESPN in Greenville, New Bern. Until next time, have a good night, everybody.